Hey everyone, in this video I'll be going through the King and Queen Checkmate. This is one of the simplest checkmate combinations that you can learn, and once you've learnt it, it's relatively easy to use in your own games. To show you how to do this, I'm going to use the technique I was taught, which is the box method. So in this position, it's white to move, and the main idea is to trap the black king in a box and gradually make it smaller and smaller. So, it's white's move, and we'll play queen to d3 first. As you can see, the queen blocks off the d file, which I've highlighted in red, and the third rank, which is also in red, and the king is trapped in a invisible box, so it can't escape out of the green squared box. So once black makes a move, let's say king e6, white now makes the box smaller. And how do they do that? So we'll play queen to d4, the box is now slightly smaller. And the idea is just to make the box smaller until you can get your king up and checkmate the enemy king. So here, king f5, will make the box even smaller. Queen to e3, now there's less squares for the king to move in. The queen covers the e file and the third rank, so the king can't escape out of that. If king f6, we just push the queen up even more, the box is now smaller. And after another move, can you see how we can make the box smaller here? There are actually two options. You could play queen to c6, would actually make the box smaller as well, again, or you can play queen to e5 as well, which would make the box even smaller. If for instance king f8 here, how would you make the box even smaller? You play queen c7. Another move here, king g6. And the idea is to make less squares available for the black king until they're pushed to the side of the board with very little squares left. Now there is a little bit of a trick here. So if the king goes into the corner, you think, oh, we'll make the box even smaller again, but no, this is a trick. So because if queen here, this is actually stalemate. Because remember, the queen can move along diagonals, so this king now has no squares and it's a draw. So that's one thing you need to be aware of. You need to give the king some room. I always find it's easy to count 4 squares when you're trying to trap the king in the corner. So always count 4 squares. So once you've got the king in this box with 1 square left, it's time to bring your own king into the game. So king f2. And this black king is now forced to go back and forth until we can arrive with our own king. King h7, king f5, king h8, and now king f6. And once the king moves there, again, it's all trapped, and we finish the game off with queen to g7. The king's attacked, and it's got no squares to go to because the queen has them all covered. So again, the easiest method is to just think of an imaginary box and try and enclose the enemy king into it and gradually make it smaller. I hope this improves your game, and I'll be posting more tutorials soon. Please subscribe if you love the chess content. Thanks very much.